Well, good morning. Welcome to Daily Videos with me, PM, Pastor Michelle, lover of Lemmy. That sounded weird, didn't it? I was just talking about my dog. I just meant I love Lemmy. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But I do hope everyone is having a good day so far. And you're hanging in there during these trying times. Yeah, so I'm on vacation this week, so it's been wonderful to just sit back and just watch TV, not think about work, really working on my boundaries with work. I've had a few people reach out to me while I'm on vacation, and I have done a very good job of saying, you know what, this can probably wait till I'm back. And most of the time that is true. I can wait till I'm back from vacation. So kudos to me. I don't say nice things about myself often, but I am just proud of myself for that because it's taken a little bit of time. I am someone that likes to help others, and I've always been that person. And I've always been the kind of person that puts other people's needs before my own. And so I'm working on that. I am. Working on taking better care of myself as well. And that's important, you know. And so I hope all of you have ways that you can take care of yourself as well. I know for me, I find a lot of joy. I've been watching the show Sex and the City, one of my top 5. And I've been watching it. I've kind of had the goal to finish it this week, including the 2 movies. And so it's been fun to just kind of binge that. I'm binging. Let's just be clear, I'm binging a buttload of TV shows. You know, I finished Never Have I Ever on Netflix, which was amazing. I would highly recommend it. I like young adult stuff, and that was and it was written by Mindy Kaling, one of my favorite actresses. She was on The Office and Mindy Project, but it was great. And then I started watching The Babysitter's Club, but I've kind of taken a break from that to watch Sex and the City. And so yeah, I just love Sex and the City. It's an amazing show. But anyway, let's start. Enough about TV shows, because that's kind of what has helped me get through these days. For me, that and prayer. And although I will be honest, I don't pray as much as I should, but I need to do that more. So let's start with some prayer, shall we? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And God, just be with us. Be with us all. Sometimes it helps to just take a breath. So let's dive right back into Hunger Games, shall we? And see what's happening with Katniss and Peeta. All right. We're wasting hunting time, I say, when I finally break away. I wouldn't call it wasting, Peeta says, giving a big stretch as he sits up. So do we hunt on empty stomachs to give us an edge? Not us, I say. We stuff ourselves to give us staying power. Count me in, Peeta says. But I can see he's surprised when I divide the rest of the stew and rice and hand a heaping plate to him. All this? We'll earn it back today, I say, and we both plow into our plates. Even cold, it's one of the best things I've ever tasted. I abandon my fork and scrape up the last dabs of gravy with my finger. I can feel Effie Trinkets shuddering at my manners. Hey, Effie, watch this, says Peeta. He tosses his fork over his shoulder and literally licks his plate clean, with his tongue making loud, satisfied sounds. Then he blows a kiss out to her in general and calls, "We miss you, Effie." I cover his mouth with my hand, but I'm laughing. Stop, Cato could be right outside our cave. He grabs my hand away. What do I care? I've got you to protect me now, says Peeta, pulling me into him. Come on, I say in exasperation, extricating myself from his grasp, but not before he gets in another kiss. Once we're packed up and standing outside our cave, our mood shifts to serious. It's as though for the last few days, sheltered by the rocks and the rain and Cato's preoccupation with Thresh, we were given a respite. A holiday of sorts. Now, although the day is sunny and warm, we both sense we're really back in the games. I hand Peeta my knife, since whatever weapons he once had are long gone, and he slips it into his belt. My last 7 arrows of the 12, I sacrificed 3 in the explosion, 2 at the feast, rattle but too loosely in the quiver. I can't afford to lose any more. He'll be hunting us by now, says Peta. Cato isn't one to wait for his prey to wander by. If he's wounded, I begin. It won't matter, Peta breaks in. If he can move, he's coming. With all the rain, the stream has overrun its banks by several feet on either side. We stop there to replenish our water. I checked the snares I set days ago and come up empty. Not surprising with the weather. Besides, I haven't seen many animals or signs of them in this area. If we want food, we better head back up to my old hunting grounds, I say. Your call. Just tell me what you need me to do, Peta says. Keep an eye out, I say. Stay on the rocks as much as possible. No sense in leaving him tracks to follow. And listen for both of us. It's clear at this point that the explosion destroyed the hearing in my left ear for good. I walk in the water to cover our tracks completely, but I'm not sure Peta's leg could take the current. Although the drugs have erased the infection, he's still pretty weak. My forehead hurts along the knife cut, but after 3 days, the bleeding has stopped. I wear a bandage around my head, though, just in case physical exertion should bring it back. We will continue this tomorrow with another edition of Hunger Games. Moving on, though, to John Pavlovitz. I'm not sure what I'll read after this. It's exciting to read some of his stuff. So, John Pavlovitz, as I said, is a writer, and he just says what he wants to say. He says stuff that needs to be said. So, today's blog what he's written is titled, America's Greatest Threat Isn't Migrant or Muslim. Ooh, so let's hear what he says. The president spends a great deal of time telling Americans how frightened they should be of the people walking among them. He reminds them every chance he gets that there are some very bad people in their midst, people who threaten their safety, people with little regard for the law, people who believe the law doesn't apply to them. I wholeheartedly agree with him. There is a clear and present danger in these times. There are people here that decent Americans should be terrified by, who have gained traction and are growing in numbers and ferocity, but they're not exactly those the president wants to conveniently paint as a danger. I see them, though. Yesterday, while in a busy beach town, a car came flying in from behind us in a heavy stop-and-go traffic. The driver was a young white man. As he sped past us, I noticed that he had bumper stickers that read, "Fight crime, shoot back," and "No liberals." Not surprising, he drove aggressively, weaving back and forth, tailing cars close behind, then shooting around them. His face was etched in a permanent scowl, and he seemed bothered by the whole lot of humanity surrounding him. I've seen that look before, but I see it a lot more lately. As I watched the man rev his engine and furrow his brow, I realized that Donald Trump is right. There are emboldened bad people who are sapping America of its greatness. I rarely feel any angst about people coming across our borders or from other countries, and I certainly don't worry for my children's safety because of them. I seldom witness violence, never see them try to intimidate the people around them, and I've never once seen such people committing hate crimes against other Americans. I'm never uneasy about Muslims or undocumented people or migrant families passing me on the street. No, it's pissed off, entitled, gun-toting, professed Christian white bigots, emboldened by this president, who terrify me. They're the ones pulling the triggers in most of our mass shootings. They're the ones accosting strangers because of their sexuality or skin color. They're the ones trolling teenage mass shooting survivors. They're the ones espousing the most toxic of religions. They're the ones carrying torches through cities and ramming people with cars. They're the ones most often using excessive force behind badges. They're the ones feeling they now have license to say anything they like. They're the ones calling the cops on black men sitting in coffee shops. They're the ones who believe America is solely their property and birthright. They're the ones most emboldened by this president in whom they found a kindred spirit. I'm far more afraid for my children around people like these than the fantastical caricatures or statistically non-existent boogeymen the president is trying to make out of brown-skinned people from other countries. I'm fully terrified by racism, homophobia, Islamophobia, and all other supremacy sicknesses being cultivated right now in the hearts of white Americans by a fraudulent leader who knows that this is his only play. So yes, Donald Trump is absolutely correct. America is in danger, danger that is homegrown and being replicated by those in power, most especially the president. It is a danger that feeds on fear, thrives on nationalism, and believes our heritage to be oppressed. Yes, we who live and work and make our homes here, those who represent the beautiful, radiant diversity of this country, need to resist the violence asserting itself here right now. We need to condemn the language and the people and the systems that incubate, protect, and foster this kind of hatred. The real threat to our nation's safety is an inside job. It didn't need to cross our borders. It's already at home here. I suppose humanity feels radical to inhumane people. In that case, I'll gladly be here in my extremism. All right. So thank you, John, for those words that you weren't afraid to say. So I do hope that you have a good Thursday. Stay safe out there and continue wearing those masks. All right. God bless you.